in their hearts, just like they have happiness in their hearts and fear in their hearts and paranormal in their hearts. This week of Weird Everyone, speaking to those with paranormal in their hearts. Let me mute the patrons. There we go. I am Roger here with Nate, and we are talking paranormal news. We are getting into the true crime region as well, something we don't typically delve into. Oh, easy ad. Shut the fuck up. And we are talking about Gabby Petito this week. Specifically, because like all high profile disappearance, murder, whatever court cases, or really just anything high profile, psychics have now jumped on the bandwagon to try and influence / aid the situation. I have a couple stories, one from Insider, one from Indy 100 from The Independent. Go on.
I can't imagine any way they'll make it worse.
So this one from Insider, the headline is online communities of casual psychics are trying to unravel the mystery.
Casual psychics.
Yeah. Like like everyone's aunt who like can, feel what's going on.
Sure. The old I had a dream.
Yeah, that type situation. I had a dream. I saw Gabby in, the plane that we're in.
She was in the trunk of a car that was inside of a cloud on an airplane inside of a rainbow.
This this is written by Cheryl Tay, and it reads, the online psychic community is weighing in on Gabby Petito's death and disappearance. Insider saw videos and online posts of people claiming to have obtained knowledge of the circumstances surrounding Petito's death via visions or feelings. One self-proclaimed psychic on YouTube even claimed to have contacted Petito's spirit, which is a pretty big thing people do. Remember, you might remember that J Station fellow who for a short time was contacting George Floyd on YouTube through a spirit box.
Yes, I do. That was insane.
I think he's in jail now. Not for that, for like doing something shady with his ex, who he definitely deserves to be in jail for.
Some other fraudulent thing?
Yeah, but also like terrorizing his ex. Who helped him?
Less fraudulent.
Because J Station deserves his own podcast series. Anyway, we're Werewolf Radar.
Soon to be J-Wolf Radar.
J-Wolf Radar. Written by Cheryl Tay once again, online psychics have come out of the woodwork to help solve the mystery of the death of Gabby Petito. Petito, who was a 22-year-old influencer, van life, you might remember, was reported missing earlier this month. Her remains were found in Wyoming earlier this week. And I have to keep telling myself, for some reason, not to joke in the middle of a death sentence, but I have to keep telling myself that her body has been found when I keep reading reports of it, because I'm like, when are they going to find her body? And then my girlfriend goes, they have, Roger. They found it like 2 weeks ago. It just won't sink in for some reason. Her death has been ruled a homicide.
Neither with her bones. That's how they found it.
Her fiance, Brian Laundrie, who is also a center of many right-wing conspiracies right now.
Oh,
Brian Laundrie, brain washing. Get it? It's right there, man.
Have you the QAnon shit about this thing? About how this disappearance was made to happen to somehow distract from Biden's quote-unquote terrible foreign policy or some shit is it's mind-blowing.
It's all a psyop, man. Her fiance, Brian Laundrie, has now disappeared and been declared a person of interest in the case. Separately, a federal arrest warrant is now out for Laundrie as he laundry after he was indicted for credit card related offenses. Though this may be a tactic by law enforcement to make it easier for them to arrest him.
I guarantee it is.
The psychic
love
community.
That shit.
I love how dog's now part of it. Like I like how everything, like we're in such endgame capitalism that Dog the Bounty Hunter is now here. I could only assume for ratings. Anyway, now we go to the paranormal side. Sorry for going that true crime side, although we assume most of us here also love true crime. We just don't really talk about it much here on Werewolf Radar, as most true crime does not sooner or later have or related to werewolves. But this one does. The psychic community, however, is focused on the mystery surrounding how Petito disappeared and unraveling the circumstances around her death. One self-proclaimed YouTube psychic named Joshua Lewis, who has 87,000 followers, said he managed to contact Petito's ghost through supernatural means by using a spirit box that he says captures the voices of the dead. That's right. They're just doing J stations. During a 14-minute video posted on September 21st, Lewis appears to be conversing with an echoing, mechanical voice that he claims to be Petito's spirit.
It's me, Petito. I am from Brian Laundrie's hands, neck, around.
More than likely, and I've seen a number of these videos, and you have too, I assume, it's always like, you know how, I don't know what it's like to die, as I have not died. You know, I'm talking to you now. Well, I mean, I guess I could have died and still talk. The point is, I'm not dead, nor have I died. So I don't know really what it would sound like to communicate or like my personal headspace. But like if I died from murder, I'm snitching on who killed me. I'm giving you all the facts. It's going to be, what was that? The Lovely Bones situation. I'm fucking snitching. I'm leading you to the clues. I'm having you uncover my murder. I'm going to heaven. This is going to be a grand dance, you know?
Well, what if, so do you think like purgatory is like prison?
Yes.
Or it's
like a holding cell. And you gotta so either solve your murder.
Like you gotta turn state's evidence on somebody. Yes. So if it's like that though, what if they just don't let you, what if they renege on that deal? They could just keep you in there.
Well, I mean, spirits be spirited. They do what they do, you know?
Yeah, but you've just
my point is, now
you can die again forever.
My point is, though, is that a number of these videos are like murder or like very angry, intense, emotional ways of dying. And the spirit afterwards is always very pleasant and always hoping that people just like stop this sadness and just move on with their lives and be peaceful and happy. Meanwhile, I want this to be known right now. I'm going into the afterlife demanding that my murderer hang from the gallows. I'm demanding gallows be built in the city center and they hang him. It doesn't have to happen, but that's my starting point for negotiation.
You're getting down to a shiv in the back.
Yes. Also, I'm going to die from very angry circumstances.
It's like natural causes.
Yeah, natural causes.
You're demanding a gallows be built for time itself.
Kill this man known as Father Time. I feel, back to the psychics anyway, Gabby Petito's death. 14-minute video posted September 21st. I feel like there was a head wound or something. There was a kind of trauma to the head, Lewis said during the video. At one point,
sweet guess.
At one point, the distorted voice replies to Lewis' questions of who killed you, rasping, "This is tough. don't want to accept. This sucks. He did it. With paddle. Enjoyed. The voice also intones during the video. This is, however, one of the few videos to where the spirit is not overall peaceful and does go with that scenario I put out there and took as my choice, to where it goes, no, he did it, enjoyed it. Here was the murder weapon.
Maybe, but that also could be about a BDSM spanking situation that she just was like, I'm going with it, fine. I know you like this.
That's fair. That's fair. How not to joke about this death now, but it would be hilarious if this turned out to be like a David Carradine sex thing. This was the second video that Lewis posted about Petito. The first was uploaded on September 18th, before Petito's body was found, where Lewis says he saw through his spirit box that Petito was dead. Lewis told Insider that while it's impossible to fully know if the person he intends to speak to is indeed who's coming through, because never forget, when you're taught using a spirit box, it could also just be a demon fucking with you.
Yeah.
The answers he received are normally correct. I like that I like that ratio right there. Normally correct. That's about what, 60, 70%?
I would even say 50-50. Normal is just barely above not normal.
Now we're going to jump over to an article on the Indie 100, which is a subsidiary of The Independent, written by Becca Monahan. TikTok psychics slammed as disrespectful after attempting to channel Gabby Petito. Self-proclaimed psychics on TikTok have been slammed for sharing their attempts to channel Gabby Petito, along with their visions on what they think happened in the Petito case. The disappearance, we already read this, blah, 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 blah. Earlier this week, and this article was written last week, so 2 weeks ago, police ruled her death a homicide after her body was found in Wyoming. We know the rest of that, Fawn. And then, after that, several self-proclaimed psychics took to TikTok in an attempt to deconstruct the case. TikToker at Kelly the Magical Medium kicked off with a series of clips starting September 16th.
I like Kelly the Magical Medium. Somehow she's always just in the middle.
In her first
wrong,
video,
never rights.
in her first video associated with the case, she disclaimed that she can't validate any of this. These are just visions that I had last night, before mentioning that her visions weren't truth, but the visions she had, in which she's just trying to connect the dots.
So
solid disclaimer.
Mumbo jumbo is stopping us from trusting psychics. They could be right every time, but they have to say, oh, maybe we're not.
I like how overall, if you connect the dots here, if corporatists get their way and regulations totally erode, this type of detective work is totally admissible in court. That's all I'm saying. We will soon be brought down by TikTok mediums doing thought police.
I had a feeling against bro.
Another TikToker, Kelsey Davis, 2 I's, 2 S's, worked her through Petito's social media and claimed she had visions of her being distressed. While some TikTokers supported the medium's work, with one saying that she felt they were genuine and spot on, others outed the clips as disrespectful. One person said, "No one should be, because it's truly unethical for any psychic medium to do so. The family didn't ask you to. There's no consent. It's wrong. And I don't think we've ever discussed that. The consent of talking to someone's dead loved one.
I think, well, not just that, but the consent of even calling a ghost to you from the afterlife.
You could Beetlejuice them, essentially. Remember the end of Beetlejuice where they bring back, I can't think of his name now. All I'm thinking of is his 30 Rock name. Jack and wife, the husband and wife. Yeah. Well, the husband and wife back, and they're like technically dying because they're summoning them. Juice.
Yeah. You probably shouldn't be calling. That might be the source of a lot of these ghosts' problem with the mortal realm, is that people are constantly shoving them around without their consent, shuffling them this way and that. They're the only way they can interact is to slam doors open and shut, throw cups or something. They're saying, hey, no, I do not consent to this. Do not call me back here. And fucking do it anyway.
Now, let alone you're just a family member on top of, like, now we're not a ghost. We're back on the realm of the living. Now you are one of Gabby's relatives. Let's say you're a cousin. You're on TikTok. You do the dances. Then you go to YouTube and you do the racist vlogs.
Sure.
I don't know what's on YouTube. I assume just still racist vlogs. Well, the point is,
in any given person's cousin, yes, it's a racist vlog.
You're somewhere on your socials, and then on your For You page, you see Gabby speaks, and then you're like, oh, another TikToker rehashing my cousin's death for their monetization. Wonderful. So I can definitely see how this is devastating and disrespectful, as some commenters say. Number one, there's no consent between the family or the ghost, which I don't know how you get that. You dig them up, try and get them to talk. How do you get a ghost consent? That's for thought.
You have to have a secondary. You got to talk to their ghost friend. So you're gonna have to figure out that in the first place. Or their ghost attorney. Or do they have a living attorney who represents the ghost?
This is what wills are for. Okay, people?
Exactly.
Anyway, you definitely, if you're out there listening and you happen to be a psychic, or you happen to thinking about just doing your casual psychic hitting, get the family's consent before you summon them, and then produce a video on anything, because overall someone is monetizing on that.
Write a note that says, hey, can I talk to you later? And then write yes, no, and say like circle 1 and leave that on the gravestone. And then come back the next day. There you go.
All right. You heard it here first. I think we solved how you get a ghost consent on not summoning them, but truly channeling them for your YouTube or TikTok page.
Yeah,
and that was once again.
You go on a date with me notes.
Ghosts go through, I think, the most pleasurable times in their lives. And in America, it is the high school, college years. We're about those years. Me, I'm about year 80 through 90. I'm going to be a cantankerous man. I'm going to have a lawn somewhere, and I'm going to yell at kids to get off of it. Nate, you?
Geez, I don't think 80 through 90 is going to be much. Well, you know what? Let's say at least through next week.
Nice. You know what? The future's looking bright. We got till next week at least.
Or at least 7 days.
Everyone, that's been this week of Weird. Online psychics on both YouTube and TikTok are summoning Gabby Petito in what people have been called disrespectful to family and I guess ghosts as well. Those ghosts aren't asking. Get consent. And if you like what we do here, make sure you check out our, what do we got? We got a Twitter, we got an Instagram, we got YouTube, we got a Facebook, we have a Twitch. We have everything. Just Google Werewolf Radar, gaming, podcast, videos, whatever you want. We got it in some form, including music. We got that song on the Spotify and the iTunes, our This Week of Weird theme song that you're slowly hearing right now as it builds louder and louder. And if you really like what we do, want to support us financially in any way that you can, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/werewolf radar, where just $1 a month can get you awesome paranormal extras, such as the Grave Nugget 3 months early than normal pingos get it. But overall,
don't just be a normal pingo.
Don't be a normal
join
pingo.
The Dark Council.
Be a Dark Council member. But overall, rate us on iTunes, rate us on Spotify, rate us wherever you can. I don't think you can rate us on Spotify, but rate us wherever you can. It helps us the most get heard by new people, new faces, new souls saved from the unknown. And that
when it all
does
goes down, the community is all we're going to have. The bigger it gets, the better.
The stronger we'll be. And then we will take down Rogan Nation. The Pingo army will rise again. We'll have to come up with like a chant and a slogan, but like that's for later. Let's sign off this week with the ultra super secret sign off line for everyone, though, by the great Dylan Gutierrez. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Suspect the void. Space person whoever.